back. The grand finals. No, I forgot to give him the 1-goal lead. 1-game lead. All right, Mystic. Mystic versus Ian. This ended in Ian's tragic defeat in the semifinals. Don't know what Mystic was able to do against him, but Ian's going to want revenge, certainly. But Mystic now has a game advantage, so if all things are even, Mystic should get the lead and get the win the whole tournament. But Ian, I mean, playing against Taibu, man, Ian looked unstoppable, scoring a ridiculous amount of goals to the point Taibu just gave up near the end twice in a row. Mystic is going to be on the board first. I wonder if this is like a, I don't know, like the way that Ian plays super quickly, maybe that just opens the door for Mystic to do really good counterattacks, because that's the way he played against Taibu. Mystic was able to get just a load of counterattack goals, barely clawing his way out for 3 games in overtime on game 5. But Ian snaps back immediately off the tip-off with a tip-off fake, popping the ball high off of that fake. Means that Mystic can't possibly get to it. We know he's going to have no boost off the tip-off. I feel like for every tip-off, especially the ones in the corners, you just like expect it. You don't see, if you see your opponent turning around, which is going to happen in like the very first second, you can just float back down to the ground and try to control the ball instead. But Ian chalks up another victory for the tip-off fakers. He's going to have some sort of ceiling play, it looks like, keeping it away from the backboard. He's lost control. No, he gets the reset! Oh, that was so sick. I thought he lost it. It looked like he was so far away after this touch right here. Oh. That's disgusting. All right, Ian takes the lead. It's definitely one massive thing about these 1v1 tournaments is I get loads of clips. Mystic's gonna try the same thing. No, he doesn't get the reset. Ian is gonna have 2 touches here, putting it right into the corner. Mystic, you can see he's trying to defend the entire net. Like, what do you do? He's just too far away. Ian now running away with it. Corner tip off. He's gonna go. Ian trying to redirect that one, but Mystic now has got possession. Lobbing it up. Just a huge clear there from Ian. It's a big deal for him because he needs to get the boost. Just a huge send. I don't think he meant to do that. I expect he wanted to lift it up for a long distance dribble. He goes after this one too. Just catches it. So Mystic trying to double. No, he's lost it. Ian knows. He had no faith in that play. He went to the corner boost instead, just trying to play quickly. Goes to the ceiling. Flips into it. Mystic should have this one, no problem. The follow-up is where I have concerns, though. Mystic does get some huge distance. That boost in the mid did not respawn, so Ian is going to be on the attack. Tries to bump into Mystic, but Mystic's path was weird on the way back. That's a great lead here from Ian. Under the sidewall, he's going to have good angles here on the shot with the reset again. He can't keep getting away with it. He even got bumped into the wall. That might have made it even better. I don't know. He's slamming into the wall with a lot of momentum. 4-1 here. At what point, if you're Ian, does this become unlosable? He's gonna slowly move on into the corner. Avoid the demo from Mystic, taking all the boost away. Mystic clashes into the rim. That gives Ian a wide open shot here. Oh, he gets the save though. Feels like Ian could put that just about anywhere. But Mystic found the one place Ian put it. He needs to get this full boost. Ooh, he barely got it. That does mean Ian's gonna be on 0 as Mystic doubles up, doesn't get it. This like pace of speed that Ian's able to play at, it feels like only he's able to make goals off of it. When everyone else tries to play at that speed, like the accuracy falls a bit short. So Mystic has to go back to playing his game of like the slow methodical dribbles and the speedy counterattacks. but Ian, good lord, he goes so fast. Demos Mystic out of the way with the reset, pushes into the corner, and it's just good. 5-1. It doesn't end. A little bit of a glitch there in the replay as a spectator. A lot of floating in these tip-offs. Mystic is going full reverse. That gives Ian the time to get a touch. Oh no. It rolls up the net. Mystic, he has to go back to save it now. He went from having a good position to losing it all. Now Ian off of the ceiling is going to have the shot. What a ridiculous save by Mystic, but he's covering the entire net. Like, how on earth is he going to know where that shot's going to go through? It feels a bit lucky that he was able to save that and read the situation as Ian comes off the ceiling again for the shot. It goes off the rim this time. Ian's going to psycho. Okay, he did, but the success rate on that has got to be next to zilch. Worse than the net pinch shots. Ian shot there goes a little bit off to the side. He just continues going non-stop. Mystic really had to turn on that, but he gets the dunk, slapping it down right on top of Ian's head. Look at how much he had to turn towards this, but it all works out as he just sits behind it. 40 seconds to go. Mystic's gonna need tip-off goals. I bet Ian's gonna go over the rim. Okay, not this time. He's just gonna fake it. Oh, this time though, it bounces off the rim, so that loses any advantage that Ian had. But he continues to play quickly here, going backwards off the ceiling. Lost control a little bit. That could have been cool. He's gonna have the save here. Steals away the boost, gets a bump on the Mythic, continues the dribble. He's unstoppable. Now onto the ceiling, double jump into it. You can't make this up. I can't even conceive of these goals. My goodness. It just... You know how, like, in the earlier games of Mario Kart, like, the bots had, like, a rubber band ability to, like, catch back up? That's what it feels like watching Ian, is, like, an otherworldly ability to just, like, hit the ball against impossible odds. Alright, well, Mythic might have one last chance at glory here. I think he's lost it. Ian slams the ball back down. A 6-2 savage game by Ian. And it's 6-2 Mythic, or Mystic. But he's got to warm up, you know. That's what the first game is for. Is getting back into the swing of things, because of course Mystic had to wait for that entire series. Ian versus Taibu. A lot of goals were scored. It was like 20 minutes. I don't know about you, but I get all iced up after 20 minutes. Might as well be a brand new player. Man, Ian's goals that game were just so ridiculous. So many ceiling shots, flip resets, ceiling shots into flip resets. Like, what do you even do if you're mystical? You just, like, score more goals than Ian? Is that the only way? I mean, okay, I know literally that's the way to win, but we're talking about the amount of goals that Ian can score per game is always, like, above 5. It seems like that's the given amount for Ian. If it's less than that, it's definitely an anomaly. But it's been a rare game when Mystic could score that many. Ian lands backwards into a half flip for a lift here. He wants to aim for the front of the net, but I think Mystic's going to have the save. Oh, that was a scary one, though. It had to eject straight downward. Mystic cannot use that counterattack to finish it. Ian's going to go to the ceiling again. It's the perfect setup. He's got the slip whenever he wants. Just hanging on to it until Mystic commits. It's ridiculous. Look at the swipe at it. Oh my gosh, the trajectory he took is amazing. Just a phenomenal play, all things put together. Mystic with a lob. That's exactly what Ian's waiting for here as he slams it over to the backboard. Mystic should be able to get here in time. And that puts Ian on the back foot as Mystic takes all the boost pads, including that one in the corner and that corner. He's got 4 in a row. It's kind of a shame that your tank only holds 100. Ian takes the direct shot, goes off the front of the rim, and then he hounds Mystic. But Ian gets another touch and retreats all the way to the corner. Mystic is still trying to recover here. That gives Ian this wide opening to make a shot. What happened to Mystic? Oh, wow. I wonder if his controller disconnected or something. That seems so strange that he landed that way. Ian now 2-0 with the boop tip off. It's not in. But Mystic is going to be at a... Oh, no. That rim bounce. Mystic was going to be at a disadvantage, though, no matter what. Like, anywhere he saves that, Ian's going to be able to collect it. So he has to save it in a way that it's uncomfortable for Ian, but no touch ever came through. Ian's able to just take the free one. 3-0. This game starting to echo like the last one. Mystic is going to try to take a play out of Ian's book, going and faking a tip-off from the middle position. I actually really like those. The corner tip-off positions I don't like. That one, it feels like there's a significant disadvantage for the player that does it, but for that one, you have enough time to collect the full boost and be back in time to save it. And often the player either hits the front of the net or takes the direct shot, and you're able to just scoop it out and pick up the other corner boost on the way. But Ian redirects this one in. Oh, he got the boost. I didn't even notice. So he knew it was going to take a while for Mystical to get back. He just takes the simple shot. And jeez. Ian set up to get double digits here in this game. Interesting takeoff from him on that tip-off, but since both of these players are going so slow on the tip-off, you know, any jump you take, really going to go unpunished. And Mystic, oh, it goes for the bump. Ian recognizes what's happening, but it's just too late. He's not able to get the save. So Mystic using the ceiling to get her flip reset to try to hit Ian with it. That's pretty interesting. Another fake. Mystic this time does not go for the boost. Instead, he's going to just take this shot. It works out. Chalk another one up for the tip-off fakers. The wave dash doing so much work. Ian going for the boost there, I think, is strictly optimal. Because if Mystic is able to make that shot, Ian can't save it anyway. So you might as well bank on Mystic missing it. Maybe there's some edge cases where it skims off the rim and Ian could have been able to save it. That's a crazy dribble. It's still saved away by Mystic, but he has to sacrifice the boost. But how much boost is the question? As Ian takes away 300. It's in. Oh, wow. The perfect skim there. I feel like anyone would miss that. That really is the worst angle. So Ian, with 5-2, nearing the halfway point, fakes the tip-off, this time from the corner position, takes the direct shot. Mystic now in a spot where he can counterattack. Ian pre-jumps it, so Mystic has to go back down to the ground. Misses the full boost, but chips it around Ian. So the ceiling position could be really devastating as he slams it straight down. Mystic has made a few goals like that against Taibu. He's going to have to rely on him on those kinds of goals against Ian. So I think that's an important distinction. Mystic certainly knows to avoid the backboard at all costs and to set up these situations where he can use the ceiling to get a better angle while simultaneously keeping it away from the backboard. Uh-oh. Okay, he's got to chip that one away. That does mean Ian gets literally all of the boost. Mystic is bumped a little bit, needs to watch the demo, jumps up to avoid it, but gets killed anyway. And now Ian is perfectly set up here for the double. Mystic jumps in the way, hoping the hitbox will be his one opportunity to save it. But it's not so. It is close, though, you gotta admit. 6-3 at a game apiece. Ian looking as dangerous as ever. Even on the demos, steals the boost away by a pixel. Oh, yeah. Gets the demo, too. He's set up here for the direct shot. It's to the backboard. Mystic needs to save this. He does get the touch. Good awareness there. A pre-jump from Ian. Mystic is just going to go underneath him. And then flick, maybe. Nope. Goes up, but Ian goes up as well. The boost take, though, is going to be for Mystic. Ian continues to attack. He does not expect it to roll up that high, so that gives Mystic an opportunity. Not an easy one, though. It bounces off the rim. It gives it right back to Ian with a quick play. Mystic has to knock that one free. Gets the bump onto Ian, and that's in! Mystic's air dribble bumps are so good. I think Ian had one air dribble bump against Mystic, but otherwise, Mystics have been really successful. He's got 90 seconds to make 2 goals. That's a lot better than he was looking a little bit earlier. Ooh, rough landing, though. Ian picks up the full boost, takes a shot. Mystic ricochets off the rim. Ooh, that bump from Ian was pretty nice. It did stop all of his momentum. I thought he was going to pick up that full boost as a result, but Ian's going to have a reset here. Swatted away, and the boost take is going to be huge. Although he doesn't get the setup he wanted. Ian with a very light touch. Mystics lost it. No demo, though, from Ian. I think he wanted it. He's looking at, using his camera, trying to find Mystic on the way. See what kind of plan he can come up with. Back to Mystic from the sidewall. It's past him. What can Ian do? Bounces it up. But he's lost control. It's back over to Mystic. Ian's off the ceiling. Just lingering here. That causes Mystic to send it too far sideways. Ian bonks it off the net, the rim. Mystic's up for this. He's using a lot of boost to get here, but no shot available. So now Ian could turn this right back around. Resets. Oh, he's lost it, but it doesn't matter. The shot is fast enough that Mystic can't get back in time. I think there go the last hopes of Mystic coming back in this game. He had a couple of chances to score in that last bout, but Ian was the victor after a long 1-minute struggle. So we're going to game number 4 then. Ian regains the lead. So for those of you at home keeping track, Mystic has won 2 games and Ian has won 2 games. I always say, like, it's always possible to take a series off of, like, Ian and Panda or Taibu and Nico. Even if you have low odds to win, you just got to line up the right games to take a series score. And you also maybe, like, you never know, Ian could be having internet problems or controller problems. He has those a lot somehow. It's kind of, like, depressing that there is no, like, one controller to rule them all. I always hear, like, in Rocket League, like, you need every button, you know? If you're not using every button, then you should be. That's not true. The thumb buttons are the ones you want to avoid. You need, like, 1 or 2 buttons on your thumb. But then all the other things you need to be using, so, like, your bumpers, your triggers, but I don't know, it just seems like controllers always have problems. You've got stick drift, and you've got buttons getting stuck, and you've got bumpers snapping off, like the thin plastic piece that is used for the bumper always winds up breaking. Triggers giving problems too. So it just feels like there's no one good controller. I always swear I hear, like, people talk about, oh yeah, this controller here, I've used this controller for forever, it's great. But, you know, I talked to another person, they're like, oh yeah, I used that controller, and it broke within a month, and I had to deal with customer support, and I don't know. Mystic, though, first blood for him, it's got to be a huge deal. I think what might be a bigger deal is that he didn't let Ian score so far in this first minute. Because Ian He's always been on the board. Oh, that bounce. The bounce is going to be a disaster for Mystic. Ian now has loads of boosts, and he's moving towards the net with the ceiling play. Just takes a shot. You see what I mean? It's like the repercussions of a disadvantageous spot can reverberate much longer than you might expect. It's like Mystic having no boost ejects the ball out mid, but Ian has been in control of the play the whole time. Gets a full tank of boost, turns it around to a dribble while Mystic is still recovering. There's just no way to make up that weakness. Just a huge flick. The Mystic might be set up now. This might be exactly what he hopes for. Ian will pre-jump this. Gets bumped though. That flick set Mystic up for all of his hopes and dreams. You can't miss an opportunity like this. He has barely enough boost to make this bump too, running out at just the last moment. Oh, Jeffy. Okay. You might have to link that to me. I've been looking for a good controller to work with. I think what I need though in a controller is those paddles in the back, because that's what I use currently. But the problem is, like, every controller that has it is like $150 for no reason. It's the same cheap plastic. It's just like you add extra paddles in the back and a bunch of useless features that no one's going to use, and now you charge $150. Mystic with no boost on the attack. Uh-oh, he might have lobbed it in the perfect spot. Ian gets to the backboard to save it. It has paddles? Perfect. That's my next controller, dude. You might have saved my life. Mystic off the ceiling now is looking so dangerous to drop it straight to the front. The soft underbelly of the net. Right at the front. That's a wonderful ceiling play. There's another little spectator bug there. I don't know if you guys could hear those jumps from the cars, but it didn't make any sense. Only controller I will ever own? Yeah, okay. I'm sold. Sign me up, I want one. Ian just goes casually back down to the ground. He knows he didn't have enough boost to make it to the ball again, but Mystic is nowhere near a position to put a stop to that. Nonetheless, he was in a good spot on defense. Ian reads this, though, long in advance before Mystic can deal with it. He has no boost, though, and just floating here. Is he going to make the attack? This could be a good opportunity for Mystic. Ian has no boost, and he's on his way back. Mystic's going to go off the ceiling here. It's a 50-50, though. I don't know where Ian found his boost from. But he had to get all the way that high. Nonetheless, Mystic is able to capitalize. So Mystic's up 4-1. This is a huge contrast. It's got to be a massive confidence booster for Mystic, knowing that he can score against this monster of a player. We're going to have... Okay, who's going to fake it? My money's on Mystic. Yeah. I saw Ian's wheels turn towards the mid. If you could see that, you know that would be used for mind games. Right, if you could see all the way across the court which direction your opponent's wheels were turning, like, you know that would be used to try to psych out your opponent. Act like you're going to go for the tip-off and then go the other direction. Mystic goes up for it, and Ian just waits on the ground. He knows that there's no attack line. But there might be an attack line eventually. Mystic with goal number 5 is shutting things down so quickly. Doesn't get the chip up with the pinch, but Ian allows him to lift it up using the backboard. Whoa. A very neutral tip-off. Ian's able to get the full boost as a result, but Mystic gets massive distance. Gonna lift up. Ian resets. There's no way. So he gives the ball back over to Mystic. Mystic needs 2 here. Oh, he's lost it. All the way back into Ian's other corner. Ian also kind of loses it. And that's just in. Ian's got to be feeling that one. He just basically passed it to his opponent. I'm not sure Mystic ever intended to shoot that, but you can't ignore when a silver platter is given to you. Ian comes off the rim. I don't think that's ever going to be a viable tip-off strategy, but it is cool that you can get a reset from the rim. I think it's going to be a viable attacking strategy someday. Oh, reset here. No, it's not enough. Well, the demo, though, Mystic has to jump over it. It's amazing how aware these players are. Just every single time their opponent wants to bump them, they just see it coming. But even when you can see that coming, there's just nothing you can do. Mystic pops it up, and then he just stays with it the whole way, watching Ian's every move. I don't know why we got that camera perspective, actually. I have no idea. Yeah, this... You're right, Boobdilla. Mystic was floundering hard in the first 2 games, but now he's looking great. I think Mystic scored 4 goals total in the series so far, but then this game he scored 8. I think part of that might be Ian tilting. Like Ian's letting easy ones go through and allowing himself to get bumped in these ways, but certainly I think Mystic has reawakened to his full potential. Uh-oh. Is he gonna let the clock run down? You gotta touch the ball first. The clock doesn't start until you touch the ball. All right, we're good. You like waste a few seconds. Maybe he's gonna do Psycho or something. Yeah, he's only had one friend with the issue with theirs. That's because he laid it down and crushed it on his desk. Well, I mean, yeah, if you break it because you broke it, that's one thing, but no, I feel like controllers break way too easily for stupid reasons. Like, how long should you expect a bumper or a joystick to work? I mean, like, how much use before it's reached the end of its life cycle? I don't know, but controllers, they always used to be bad too, right? Like, all kinds of stick drift from consoles everywhere. But it hasn't really gotten better, and that's shocking to me. No dead zones and no stick drift. Sounds too good to be true. Yeah, it certainly does. Hall effect is run by magnets or something, so it's supposed to never have stick drift. Wow. So the magnets... Okay, that's really interesting to think about. So there's like a magnet or something on the back of the joystick, and the controller is able to read that. That's actually pretty sick. N64 was the epitome of Drift King. Yeah, the N64 controllers are atrocious. That's got to go up. Everyone's worst controller. The N64. Ian, I see. He was throwing, so he got exactly 777 points. That makes sense. It's to boost his luck in the following games. All right. Yep. Mystic is faking the tip-off again. Does this give the ball back to Ian? No, he retreats all the way, ready for this dribble. And he just lets it go in. What? What is happening? I think he missed both boost pads. That's like several throws in a row. You missed the mid boost, missed the corner boost, jumped way too early because he didn't think the ball would go in. He's getting all of his mistakes out of the way. Mystic gonna bounce that one off the front of the rim, so Ian has full possession here. Wants to dribble this past Mystic, but Mystic goes higher. Now he might be in a good spot, although can't land the open net. Not easy though from that corner. Watch the demos. He's chasing him. Mystic just gets away. Escapes no problem. Gets it for the double touch too. Mystic in 30 seconds is up 2-0. Ian suddenly struggling really hard. I think this is where Nico would say something like, Ian's brother, give Ian the controller back or something. I don't know. Does anyone know these days what gives you more input delay? Is wired worse than Bluetooth? There we go. Ian's on the board with a really tricky shot. So this kind of fake. It rolls it up, immediately jumps after it. So Mystic is on the back foot, trying to read where this flip reset's going to go. Bluetooth is worse. That's what I would figure. But I also know, like, when the Xbox One controllers first came out or something, the Bluetooth was worse. Or sorry, the wired was worse because they were never intended to be wired or something like that. It was like some special configuration you had to have to be wired. I don't know. It was something dumb. Mystic strikes right back. Ian just says, nice block. This definitely feels like a big Ian blunder here. He should have had some response to this. Doesn't even have the save. Well, being on a Wi-Fi connection versus Ethernet shouldn't give you any input delay. It will give you more ping. That's a little bit different. But Ian strikes back immediately with a classic sidewall redirect. Mystic not prepared for that. And like it feels like it's impossible to prepare for everything. You're only one guy trying to defend the net. And, you know, is your opponent going to go for a very slow dribble where they reset it? Or are they going to go for a speedy, just sniper shot? Those require you to be in completely different places and to have different amounts of boost, so Mystic winning that 50 might be able to get something out of this. Double tap, nope, misses the double. So now he's in full retreat. Ian does have the shot here. Mystic has to save and jump up over him. Mystic gets lobbed up accidentally. It goes back to Ian. Oh, he's missed it. He has to make something out of this. Does that only help Mystic here? He's happy to go for the full dribble. Resets. Not the musty he's hoping for. Ian just backs up. He knows he's got the advantage now. He wants Mystic to continue making mistakes. Just a single shot, though. But Ian rushes back. Mystic continuing to chase him here. That could be dangerous. It's going to take a while for Mystic to come back as Ian bounces it on the ground for a follow-up touch. Nice save from Mystic at the very end. I've seen Ian do that only a couple of times, bouncing the ball on the ground and recollecting it, only when his opponent is not going to be able to get it from the ground. It's amazing to watch. Oh, he's lost it. He's going to try. He gets one touch, but he sets Mystical up here for the double. Ooh, that's not going to cut it. Mystic lobs it up, but that's good for a double touch from Ian. Mystic has no boost to stop this. Tie game at the halfway mark. You trying to post a link, Jeffy? Is it exclamation permit? Okay. I think I gotcha. But you have a limited window. All I saw was stars. It didn't ban you, but yeah. Uh-oh. It still doesn't work? Well, I guess you'll have to DM me or something on Discord. That's so weird that it doesn't work. I guess... So the permit thing I typed through lets it through Nightbot, but Twitch is blocking you? I don't know. That's kind of strange. And Twitch might be blocking you because of some rules we've got set. I probably set like 7 years ago and forgot about it. I don't know. Ian's still down just a single goal. Mystic goes to the ceiling. Uh-oh. Ian's in a good spot here. Oh, it's not easy to convert, though. It gets bumped by Mystic, but gets loads of boost. Now Mystic is waiting for an opportunity just to delay for the boost pads to respawn. Ian's expecting some sort of dribble play. He must not know how much boost Mystic has. We know better. But Mystic continues the attack, having nothing. Finally refills. Slams Ian. He's in a good spot here now. Oh, he doesn't get it lifted in time. And now it's going back the other direction. Ian lift for a double touch. Saved away. Mystic guarding the perfect angle. So Mystic maintains the lead. This game could be won by just a single goal. Ian's going to have a long distance dribble chance. You see him spamming the camera around to see if Mystic is chasing him. Uh-oh, it's into the ceiling. He needs another touch. Unfortunate own goal. He was in the line to try to block it, but just not high enough. Ooh, it's so close. Now, it is weird it shows up for you. If I'm in mod view, hold on. I wasn't in mod view before. Maybe it will show me the link. No, it doesn't. That's so weird. All right, I think I got it from Discord. Okay. It's off the rim. Oh, it's just in. Ian takes the lead. Yeah. The spectator sound's still quite bugged. But a pretty good shot there, considering how close it was to the rim. 45 seconds here. Oh, no, that's not a good start if you're going to fake a tip-off. The thing you have to make sure you do, for sure, is get the boost pad. Uh-oh. Oh, he does get a touch. Looked like Mystic was going to go right past it. Oh, no. It's falling apart for him. He needs every opportunity he can get. Ian's going to have the double touch. What a save! Mystic is so far below it, but has the perfect angle to plop the hitbox in the way. Unbelievable. He refills. This might be his last chance. It's blocked by Ian. Mystic is bumped as well, stalling for another 5 seconds or so. Maybe one last. He doesn't have a lot of boost. No, he's lost it. And now Ian just needs to hold the ball. One last shot, and it's in. Ian now on tournament point. One more game to go. Mystic was able to take one game, and this game was so close as well. But there's definitely some hope for him. It's not a lost series by any means. Jeffy says the Vader 3 is what everyone I know has, but they changed nothing. Okay. I mean, yeah, by the time they've made their 4th version of a controller, now you've got my attention. The first one would kind of scare me, especially if it's like a company I've never heard of. But somehow I've never heard of this before. I feel like I would remember a name like Vader. Oh, man. That's such a sneaky shot right out of the gates. Mystic, though, does a great job dissuading it. Manages to bump Ian, but it's not enough. Ian still manages to get a touch, and it's off the 45. Ian's lingering in the air for this, but it's right down to Mystic. I don't know what Ian would have had to do to make that shot a little bit spicier. Mystic is super rimmed. He's trying to go for the bump, but the rim is right in his way. No follow-up there. Ian launches it upward. Looks like he might have a chance at a shot here. Not enough boost to make it a reality. Mystic directly above it. What a ridiculous save from Ian. Wow. Directly below. Has just enough power to lift it up and out. He's on the ceiling now for the next block. The nice thing about being on the ceiling to make that defensive block is that it's a lot harder to bump you, but I still don't like it. It feels like you're throwing away a lot of boost and time, especially if you miss. Did he get the boost? No, he didn't. Where is it? He's still waiting. He finally gets the pad. The audacity to sit there and wait for the boost to respawn as Mystic still has the possession, and he manages to score with it. That boost playing an integral role in the save and setting up for the shot. It's hilarious. 1-0. Well, Jeffy, you'll have to tell your controller buddy I greatly appreciate his scouting efforts. Nice block there. Ian gets a huge save. Cannot finish it, though. He tries to chip that up, but I think might have fat-fingered the jump or something. Second jump never came out. Ian's on the ceiling again to block this. It feels like Ian's just having fun at this point. Like he might have been tilted a couple of games ago. But he's getting back into the swing of things. No follow-up touch. I think Mystic expected no follow-up touch either. Oh, it's barely enough. Hold on. He actually made the shot work. Ian still expected it somehow. Oh, that's a great start. That touch. Oh, never mind. What? Mystic. He had no idea that action was going to be on target. It doesn't make sense. Could anyone have predicted this shot? What? This game is jank. Rocket League was a mistake. Ian, oh, off the front of the net. Yeah, this is where tip-off fakes really shine. Is punishing those front of the rim shots. Oh, Ian doesn't get a firm grasp on this, but he is going to send it to the backboard just so he can collect boost. No, he keeps going. Goes back for boost. Mystic, though, has a firm possession of this. Goes for the ceiling pinch. I do like that idea. It's really hard to react to it, especially if the defender pre-jumps. Watch the demo. Yep. Ian doing a classic flick into the ceiling. Doesn't work out this time. Sometimes you just put shots on target even though you know they're going to be saved, just so you can go and collect some boost, especially in ones. Ooh, nasty double touch there from Ian. Mystic just hanging out underneath. Not really expecting much of a threat. Ian had total control the whole way. Bang, bang. Reset, maybe? You know he's got it. But Ian, waiting on the backboard, is going to have a comfortable time saving that. The follow-up shot is just in. Mystic's on the board. He needs more where that came from. He fought a hard 3 minutes to make this goal a reality. It's just a simple ones goal. He just beat his opponent to the ball. I feel like he's not going to find a lot of opportunities to do something like that. He's trying to create his own opportunities, but Ian's defense is just so brutal. And now the boop tip-off on the center line. And it's in. That's a crazy shot, though, to finish it off. Yeah, we don't get to see the boop setup. But with the full boost pad, that's still a crazy angle, you gotta admit. He has to keep it low, but not so low that it hits the rim. What? Both players demoed. It was like a 90-degree demo for both players. We just get a full reset. Mystic is playing with fire. And Ian shows why it's so dangerous. What a ridiculous save, though. Mystic barely getting a hitbox in the way. Here we go. Mystic with the front of the net shot. Tries to bump Ian out of the way. But Ian stays on the ground for just long enough to get out of reach. Mystic save there. Loses all of his momentum. Giving the ball back to Ian, but Ian goes all the way on a retreat too. Oh no, the shot has no lift. It's back to Ian. Pushing it to the back wall, redirecting, it's saved away. Mystic saves here in the last piece of this game have been certainly incredible, but he needs an equal amount of incredible shots, especially as the clock ticks down. He's got 40 seconds to make a comeback in this tournament. Remember, if this is how the game ends, it's also how the tournament ends. Ian refills. Full possession of the ball. He's going to try to do it again. No, he rolls it up. Maybe just stalling for time, but I don't know. It might be a gambit. As Mystic double taps it, it's off the rim. Ian doesn't read it. You're telling me there's a chance. All Ian can say is, this is Rocket League. Let me get this one. I don't know if he's talking about the goal or the game. Oh, Jeffy, that's huge. Those updates. You're really making me want this controller. Now I feel like I gotta buy it now, like yesterday. Mystic. Oh. Tries to bump Ian. That might have been his last chance, but Ian's gonna have the counterattack goal, securing the tournament. 5-2. Mystic needs two 2-second goals, and then another 1-second goal at the very end. No, he's giving up hope. Ian knows it. All right, what's the move? He scammed us out of a game in the off-season tourney. I don't know about this. He left immediately. He refused to elaborate. I can't even see what he's saying. I'm currently not connected to Rocket League servers. That's interesting. I feel like Jeffy, though, when I've had a controller that had 4 back buttons, I just changed it so that 2 of them are the same. So like the 2 paddles on the right are the same button, so I can just squeeze and not worry about it. That's probably not ideal, but I feel like I don't need more than 2. Yeah, crazy series for sure. Undertow. Yo, Ben. It's been a hot minute. Hope you've had a good Christmas and a wonderful New Year. We're gonna try to get Ian in here for an interview because I really want to hear what his off-season tournament was like. That's the main thing. Oh, here he is. Ian, congratulations on the tournament. But more importantly, congratulations on the off-season tournament. You got to tell me. This is a crazy tournament, of course, with ones, but tell me about the off-season.
It was an interesting tournament. I mean, we definitely wanted to win it bad, and we did. I mean, fairly easily. We played AJ and Lunar in the upper bracket of the final day. I'll just talk about the final day because that was like the most important day, probably.
Yeah.
We swept them fairly easy, but they're a good team, obviously. But I think they got like 4th or something.
Did you guys lose a single series?
No. And then we played Fearless and Rhyolite, and we scrimmed them before the tournament, and we like 6-0'd them in games. But they took a game off of us that series, almost another one too. So almost went to 5, but we closed it out.
Nice.
And then we played them again in the finals, and we swept them. So we were playing good.
What would you say your overall feel was for the tournament? Do you think they're going to do something like that again, or this is like the one time they just did it so that the communities would shut up and now they don't have to worry about it again?
I mean, I hope they do it again. I think part of the reason was there was like a 7, I don't know how long the off-season was, probably like 6-month off-season. And especially with like people that aren't making majors all the time, or pro players that are in the regional, like every single event, you're out of tournaments for a long time. So I think that's part of the reason why they hosted these tournaments in the meantime. But
right.
I don't know, we'll see if they host them again. But
yeah, that would be so sick.
I wonder what they'll do, if they'll do a drop shot or a snow day one or what.
Yeah, I hope they'd let us. I hope they'd let us stream it. It was a little disappointing. It was like,
yeah, that was kind of dumb.
Yeah, it was like they don't have any plans of broadcasting it, but also they have no plans of giving broadcasting rights to anyone, so that it's like there's no way to watch it unless it's a player playing in the tournament. So you have to, like, if you wanted to watch a bunch of different matches to see how things are developing, you have to like have a bunch of streams open. I don't know.
Yeah, at least Rhyolite screen shared and Tryhouse streamed, and Rhyolite made it to the finals, obviously. So most of the tournament was streamed. I think 5UP was streaming. He was one of the players in the final there. And AJ was streaming. So there were some streams around. We didn't stream, unfortunately.
Right.
We wanted to, but like we were having trouble with like lag and stuff, so we didn't want to do it.
Yeah, I would never want like the players to stream at the cost of performance, right? It's like if you know it's not going to affect you,
line to like not or to take the risk.
But like as soon as something happens while you're streaming, you instantly, your mind goes to like, okay, it's the stream's fault. You know? Yeah. And so it's just like, it's a bad place to be in because you don't know the whole time. You're like playing worse just because it's in like the back of your mind that it might make it like any time something weird happens, which happens all the time in Rocket League. You're like, is it because I'm streaming? Am I losing bandwidth? Is that last rubber band wouldn't have happened if I was streaming? You know, it's stupid.
And just the placebo in this game is crazy. So like anything can throw you off. So
yeah, oh yeah,
you can feel really weird when you're streaming. Like you get input delay and stuff.
Right.
So
yeah, I agree, Jeffy. That was cool that Tryhouse got to watch some games, but it is still like scuffed because there's a lot bad with that. It's like, for one, you're watching a Discord stream the whole thing,
and for two, great, unfortunately,
you only get one player's perspective as well. Like you don't get to switch around.
Yeah, for sure.
And you also, on top of that, like the audio is probably scuffed too. Like listening through a Discord stream.
Yeah, it kind of was. The cool thing was he had comms. He was in their call at least, so you could like do the comms for them, which was kind of cool. But honestly, like we could have probably let him into the finals. It wasn't allowed, but like I don't think anyone would have cared. But we didn't do it anyways. But yeah, I mean that was a fun tournament. Hope they host it again.
Yeah, I hope so too. Maybe I'm just jaded, but I feel like they are not incentivized to do it because they didn't have any plans for a broadcast, and maybe they had something lined up and it fell through, and so that like maybe in their eyes they just threw away several tournaments that costed $100,000, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe they were just doing it to like test the waters to see how many people would participate, because my hunch is that like the way Psyonix sees it, their main game mode is just soccer, and the side game modes like nobody plays based on their metrics. And since they changed it so that you could queue multiple game modes, I bet they've seen an increase in the population size, and so they're wondering if it's like worthwhile to make some sort of broadcasted tournament for something like that. I don't know what their conclusion would be though. Jeffy, I think, has just sold me on a new controller. Ian, tell me what controller you use, and didn't you just have one that broke and then you bought a new one?
Yeah, so I use a Thrustmaster eSwap controller, which is like very rare. Not a lot of people use it. I don't know. It's just like my preferred controller.
Yeah. Do you think you get like a good mileage out of it? Like you get what you'd expect out of it, or is it break sooner than it should?
Well, I don't know. All my controllers seem to break fairly quickly. I think it's partially because I just like press my buttons really hard. So I don't know if it's like a controller error or if it's a user error or what, but they did not last that long. My last one lasted honestly the longest of all the other ones, or all my controllers. It was like 5-6 months, I don't know. But yeah, I'm on a new one and I'm having troubles already. But, but it's like, I don't know what the trouble is. I keep double jumping and like single jumping, but like that could be user error, but like I think I have some stick drift or something. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, I'm the same way, dude. I squeeze my controller so hard when I'm trying to do something like challenging, and so I just it screws me up, and it causes controllers to break probably more often, especially the bumpers.
And it's annoying when your controller keeps breaking, because I keep like breaking in my controller, and I'm like, okay, I'm playing good on this controller, and then it just breaks like a month later, and I'm like, cool, so I gotta get a new one. It's just the cycle repeats. So. I'm
hoping this controller is exactly what I need. I don't know. Jeffy is he's got to be like, he's got some stakes in this company. he sold another guy in chat on it. I'm probably gonna buy one too, so we'll see. I'll let you know how it goes.
Let me see what it is.
So I think we're rating Rhyolite, is that right?
Yeah.
With 2 E's.
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Yeah, guys, definitely drop a follow on the Rhyolite's channel, because I don't know how often he streams, but he plays the hoops tournaments once in a while. He's super good. So, Mystic, I was so close to the interviews. GG's Mystic. You did super good though, getting all the way to the grand finals. Some of your plays against Taibu were just amazing to watch. So I hope you come back for the next one. We do 1v1 tournaments the last Sunday of every month. So the next one, hold on, I can open the calendar. Should be January 26th. So look forward to that. Oh, thanks for the sub, Ian.
Yeah, I got you.
All right, we're gonna go throw the raid over to Rhyolite. We'll see you guys next week then. Yeah, hope you guys have a great New Year. Can't think of anything else to say. I'll update you guys on the controller. I'm gonna try to do
we'll see you next year, guys.
Yes, yeah. We're gonna try to do another World Cup tournament. I think probably the 2nd or 3rd week in January, be my guess. So stay tuned for that. Yep. Be in the Discord to get news about that. I'll put the link. Oh, you already did. Okay, you have to scroll up a little bit to see the Discord link there. But join the Discord, because that's where all the hoops players are at. You can find private lobbies with those guys. You can find players looking to join tournaments, especially like the weekly tournaments that Psyonix does in Rocket League.